that friend who said they would jump on the Peloton with you every single day this month? They haven't been around the last 3 days to give you that little virtual high five. Nope, you're doing it on your own. Or, the friends, oh yeah, let's do dry January. Now they're at a wedding this weekend and, quote, technically they're not doing dry January with you, but they said technically they wouldn't do dry January over this weekend, so they're not really doing dry January. They're doing dry January their way, which means they're not doing it your way, which makes you feel like, why am I doing it the dry January way when I could be doing it my way, the way everybody else is kind of cheating? No. You know what you need right now? You need some encouragement from someone else. You need encouragement from somebody who really believes in you. You need encouragement for somebody who really is going to get behind that why. And I realize you can't always rely on somebody else being there to encourage you, but your friend Mel Robbins is here today. And I know that Quitter's Day is right around the corner. So I've decided today, you know what I can do for you and what I can do for me? I can turn up the bass. I can crank the volume. And I can cheer a whole heck of a lot louder for you because you can keep going. And when you keep going, that's the difference between people who achieve great things and people who don't. When you are able to keep going, when most people stop, Quitter's Day will not affect you. In fact, Quitter's Day, I'm like, bring that puppy on, baby. I could use a good Quitter's Day because the gym's awfully crowded right now. Let's get a Quitter's Day going. That's right. Let's separate those of us who are willing to push ourselves and to motivate ourselves and to cheer each other on from those folks who, for whatever reason, won't be doing that, which technically, in my book, makes it Winter's Day, right? Winter's Day is when a lot of us keep going. It's not what happens way down the line. It's what happens when things get really tough, right? What determines a winner is when you face day 19. You want to throw in the towel, but you don't. What determines a winner is when your friends are like, well, technically I'm at a wedding this weekend, so we're doing dry January, but just not this weekend. You're like, yeah, cheers to you. Lack of integrity. That's not dry January. That's just normal drinking habits, okay? Dry January is when you go 30 days and you don't drink, and I'm a winner. So I'm not quitting on day 19 just because there's a wedding on the books. Here we go. And so today, I am going to be your own personal cheering squad. I am going to be the one that says, yes, you can. Yes, you will. Let's get going. I see you. I know this blows, but let's keep going. Have you ever stood, by the way, near the end of a marathon? Like, for real. Have you ever in your life watched a marathon? If you have not done this, will you promise me you will watch a marathon someday? It is one of the most inspiring things you will ever witness. Because here's what happens. As you watch all these people running this race and they're wearing shirts dedicated to people and people are going by in wheelchairs and folks with disabilities, blind runners are being led by people that are co-running with them to guide. Like, it is the most inspiring thing that no matter what shape you're in, as you're watching this, at some point something stirs up inside of you and you say to yourself, I got to do a marathon someday. This is pretty amazing. And so if you're standing at the end of a marathon, here's what you would experience. You ready? First of all, in no time flat, you're barely done drinking your coffee, and somehow the world-class runners leading the pack are breaking land speed records on foot, and they go flying by you at the speed of light. You're like, wait, whoa, did they just run 26 miles? What? It's unbelievable. And then there's this massive wave of just great runners. And then there's another wave of like the weekend warriors that run, right? And then comes my favorite part. And my favorite part of a marathon happens near the finish line after 5 hours in. Because after 5.5 hours in, that's when you see everyday people who have committed to doing this, everyday people like you and me, who are dragging themselves through 26.2 miles of a race course, and you are seeing them near the end of this. They are walking or crawling or limping or dragging or wheeling, and in some cases, there are a few that are even jogging. as they make it across the finish line. It is not about the time that it took for them to get there. What you experience is the heart and the soul of a winning spirit. Someone who is willing to keep putting one foot in front of the other. And so I'm going to be the person on the side of whatever race you're running. I am clapping. I am screaming. I am cheering. I am high-fiving you. I am going to give you my best inspirational amazingness that I got to give. And I'm talking like the really good stuff. Well, today, guess what? You're going to hear it here because I've curated it as a playlist of motivation that you need to hear, of cheerleading, of encouragement to remind you that there's no quitter's day here for you because you, yes, you are a winner. So please bookmark this for real. Send this to somebody who needs to know the quitter's day is coming, but they're going to keep on running by it. And that's why I'm here cheering for you. That's why I'm clapping and I'm high-fiving and I'm telling you, pothole, quitter's day, run around that sucker. And you know what it takes to run right past quitter's day and be like, I'm a winner? Confidence. And that's what you and I are talking about next. So you keep on going and I'll be standing right here waiting for you after a short word from our sponsors. Clapping, cheering. So you keep going. Stay with us. Welcome back. We're talking about quitter's day, which no longer applies to you and me, right? We see it. And we raise the game because we're winners and we're going to keep on going. Talk about confidence. You and I have that for days. And confidence is what you need to push through the hardest moments because sometimes you do feel like giving up. Confidence is not something you build when you're winning. I think oftentimes when we're winning, what gets built is arrogance and bravado. And we forget what went into winning at something in the first place. True confidence, the skill of confidence, it's forged in fire. I mean, I've failed more times than I have time to tell you. You guys know that a decade ago, talk about failure, 800 grand in debt, unemployed, drinking my way through my problems, and all of that heartbreak and headache and breakdown in my life, which was horrendous to go through, it led me to the 5-second rule. If there was no debt, there was no drinking, there was no heartache, there would be no 5-second rule. When I was a talk show host, I was taping a talk show at CBS Broadcast Center here in New York City. It was a dream of mine to be able to have a daytime talk show. It gets canceled. It was leading me somewhere. Where? To this podcast, which is my most favorite thing that I've ever done in my career. See, I choose not to stay in a place of self-doubt. I choose not to wallow in failure because I know that life is always preparing you for something. And I know that your greatest failures, your biggest heartbreaks, they always teach you the most important lessons in life. You know, and I keep getting questions from you guys. Mel, oh my God, you're so confident. Like, what? You're 54 years old. You keep reinventing yourself. What is it inside you, Mel? What is it inside me that makes me take all these risks, that makes me constantly try new things, that makes me willing to fail, to do something embarrassing or even disastrous? I'll tell you what it is. I want to get as much out of this life as I possibly can. And if you look at the math, I'm halfway through it. And it scares me to think that I could be on my deathbed and look back on my life and say, I wish I had tried that. I wish I had had the confidence to try that. I do not want to die and have regrets. And so while I'm here, while I'm breathing, while I'm able to, I am going to follow my curiosity. I am going to follow my heart. I am going to try new things. I am going to do absolutely everything that I can do to grow, to feel, to learn. And that's going to require me to take risks. That's going to require me to fuck up things. That's going to require me to look stupid. And I'm willing to do that because I know on the other side of the biggest heartbreaks of your life, are the most amazing, heart-filled moments. I know that in the middle of every failure that I experience, and boy, I experience them oftentimes of my own doing, every single failure has, honest to God, equipped me with the lessons and the skill or the wisdom that I needed to be able to do something even cooler down the line. You know that you would not be the person you are today had it not been for that thing that you experienced, that you survived, that you learned from. And so what drives me is just wanting to experience as much as I can from this one life that I have. And it's not all going to be a joyride. And so I'm willing to take the risk. I'm willing to try. I'm willing to look stupid. And I'm willing to do it because I think the payoff that you get, it's worth it. It's so worth it. So this moment is leading you somewhere, and you have within you not only the willingness to try, but you have the willingness to face absolutely anything in your life. And you have the ability to take action, which is what changes everything. Confidence is your birthright. It is a skill that you build. It is a habit that you keep. Shit is going to get hard at times. It does for all of us. And you are going to fall. You are going to fail. You are going to have dark moments. You are going to feel lost. And what I want you to know is if you are willing to get up every single day and dust yourself off and learn the lesson and tell yourself that every day you're getting a little bit better and you are the kind of person that knows that eventually this is leading you where you're meant to go, and you're just going to get up and you're going to try again and you're going to do that thing, you, my friend, are not only going to be practicing and building confidence, you are going to feel it too. And finally, as you're pushing yourself, I know I've been loud. I've been reminding you that you're a winner. This is about stamina. And so I'm going to take it down. I've been clapping my hands so hard for you that I got blisters for crying out loud. But there is also something else that you need. You need a reminder that life is not a sprint, it is a marathon. And in order to go the distance, you also have to learn how to take my cheering and belief in you and learn how to become your biggest cheerleader and believe in yourself. I am telling you, the best days of your life are ahead of you. You have to start dreaming big right now. And it creates this upward spiral. You can do this. There is a flame burning inside you. There is. You know it. You can feel it. You know that you're meant for more. You know you are not supposed to be broken down on the side of the road on this road trip called life. And I think we underestimate how quickly you can turn your life in a new direction. We spend so much time thinking it's not possible. We put so much energy into our excuses and our fears. And when you get to a point where you can say, I'm done feeling this way. I want this to feel good. I want to turn my life in a new direction. It is amazing how quickly things can happen. You only get one life. You do have dreams. And you do deserve to make this next leg of the journey of this thing called life as exciting and as amazing as you possibly can. So pull over, assess where you are. Remember, do not stare at the rearview mirror, but focus on the windshield because you're going forward, my friend. Remind yourself that the best years of your life are on the road ahead. And I promise you, you will travel far beyond what you can currently see. Because one day, this epic road trip that we call life, it's going to be over. And if what everybody who has approached that final leg of the journey says is true, it's going to happen for you and me in the blink of an eye. So please, find the courage to create a new course for your life. Find the courage to take the wheel. and steer it in whatever direction your heart desires. And find the courage to enjoy it. It all starts with you. And don't ever forget, you're not doing this alone. Holy cow. I haven't talked to you about this thing called Quitter's Day. It is a legit phenomenon. There is a particular day of the month that most people quit